So today's video is gonna be how to do a basic water change on your planted aquarium. In this topic, we are gonna cover all the basic requirements to take care of your planted tank. Before starting off your maintenance, make sure you turn off all your electrical components, which is your filter and your heater, which if it's there. So before we ever touch the water, we need to know what's happening inside. If your water looks clear but your fish are acting weird, the chemistry is usually the culprit. So these are the basic tools which are required to do a water change. First one is the RO pipe or any siphon pipe and a toothbrush to scrub out the algae on your wood or the hardscape. And this is your algae scraper, which I'll be showing you how to get rid of your algae on the glass. And this is your scissor. So if you have any densely planted aquarium, you can trim off the plants. So we're going to start off by removing some water. So before doing anything, just go ahead and reduce 10% of the water so that you don't spill any water down. So this is how you take a siphon pipe, put one end inside your tank and the other end facing downwards. So for the gravity, the water will start pouring down. So before starting off with the maintenance, I prefer removing 10% of the water so that you don't spill any water around the tank while doing the algae scraping. So now we're going to start off by scrubbing off the algae from the glass. This is the most satisfying part of the maintenance. You can either use a sponge or this blade. Sponge can help you get rid of a very thin coat of algae, but the blade helps you much better. Since we are using a curved tank, I'll be using the toothbrush to reach out to the corners and get rid of the algae. So once you're done with scrubbing off the glass, you can take a toothbrush. If you have a hardscape or any piece of wood or rock in your tank, take a toothbrush and start scrubbing off any debris or algae on. It's almost like eight months. The water is tanned because of the wood. The wood is not soaked yet. Okay. So now we are going to start off by siphoning out all the debris which is settled in the bottom of the tank. So we're going to use the same method by placing one end of the pipe in the tank and just a small siphon and the water will start flowing downwards. So when you're doing a water change, basic water change, like your weekly water change, don't go more than 50%. It might stress your fish. If you're doing this water change frequently, like weekly once, you won't see much of the fish food or fish waste settling in the bottom. Since the water is tanned too much, so we'll be doing a 80% water change. Since this is an old tank, all the plants have well rooted with the soil, so that's why I'm freely able to move my pipe around the plants. If it's a newly planted tank, just take the pipe and just move around the surface. So now comes the part where we clean the filter. So always use the water which was removed from the tank to clean the filter. Never use tap water to clean your filter, because all the chlorine will kill the good bacteria which was settled in the tank, in the filter. Just take off the sponge and rinse it in your old used water, aquarium water. And never do 100% rinse, since all the good bacteria is settled in your filter. Always just rinse it and put it back. Certain filters have multiple layers of filtration, and which comes with your sponge, and this is your biomedia. So this is your biomedia. This is the main component which stores all the good bacteria. Always just rinse and put it back in your filter. Never like throw it away. And this will never expire. This is forever. So this is your inlet and outlet pipe. So where you will see by default algae settling on these. So just take a brush and scrub off all the visible algae. So now we'll start off by filling up the water. Yeah, so the basic routine of changing water is weekly once, 20% water change. And you can do once in 10 days or 15 days, depending on your tank size. For this size of tank, I would recommend like once in a week, 20%. In long term, you will see a lot of healthy tank if you do frequent water changes. So even though after the water change you will see the water will be still murky and cloudy, not to worry, the filter will take care of it. Just 1 or 2 hours, the water will be crystal clear. It also depends on what filter you use.